Oh my gosh.
Hey everybody, it's Gabe and James is here with me. We are about to watch, there he is. We're about to watch Evil Dead Rise. And if you guys have seen, I guess you guys haven't really seen my review for the first one ever, because I did a reaction video. Yeah. But that one was not my favorite. I'm just gonna say it was not my favorite.
You did do a review for the remake, though.
The remake I loved. That was really good. So if it's anything like the remake, oh, and now I'm becoming blurry. Hang on.
1 second. We will fix this. All right.
Okay. So, if it's anything like the remake, I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. That one was very serious, very dark, very good.
Tell you right now.
The second Evil Dead, I also was a huge fan of. Oh, it went blurry again.
Stop moving so much. All right.
And here we are. So, or if it's like Evil Dead 2, I will enjoy it because I love the cheesiness, the silliness of it. That was good. So,
and eventually I will make him watch Army of Darkness.
And I'll watch Army of Darkness. I am excited to watch Army of Darkness as well. But we'll see how this one goes. I'm hoping it's like either the remake or Evil Dead 2. If not, we'll see. I'll let you guys know what I think. And off to James.
I'm not going to say much because I've seen this movie so many times and it doesn't even matter. I even watched it 2 nights ago. So this is not a first time for me, but I will be reviewing it. We'll talk more about that later. All right, now on to the film. If I can figure out how to... I can't hear it.
All right, so this is our review for the Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, the movie that I was super excited for you to see, and you're not a fan. So I'm not upset. You're upset.
All right, so personal feelings about this. I don't really like it, obviously. I mean, he's already shared that, so there we go.
Spoiler alert. I'm not upset. You're upset.
Things good about it. The things good about it are the gore, the violence. If that's all you're looking for in a film, this is the film for you. Besides that, I think the character development was shit. I do appreciate that they did not repeat a certain scene that I hate in the original. I appreciate that. However, the fact that they needed to allude to that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
Why even reference to it?
Fan service.
I'm not happy about it, but whatever. At least it wasn't repeated. The other things that I have to say about it, it's blurring out. So
we've gone blurry. One day I will get a better webcam. Go ahead.
I hate the character development, which I already said, but part of it is also just, yeah, I don't like the characters. I don't like the characters. I feel like the characters were pointless. It would be different if there were some characters that I cared about. They're all just people to die. That's the whole point of every character in the film, in my opinion. Yes, they're trying to make the stakes higher because some of them are kids and it's a family and whatever, but if you can't develop those characters at all, there's no point.
Interesting. I, as maybe you're aware, because maybe at this point I've posted my top 10 list, and this makes it onto the top 10 list. I love this film. I think that as opposed to a film that we watched earlier this evening, which was Exorcist Believer, in which Exorcist Believer took a lot of concepts that were displayed in the original and didn't add to them. In fact, actually, they didn't even rise to the occasion to even mention them. Evil Dead Rise did the exact opposite for me, in which it took a lot of concepts from the original ones, which were accidentally funny. And in this one, they made them good. They made them spooky. They made them interesting. I agree with you about not liking the fact that we brought kids into the Evil Dead franchise. I'm not a big fan. Well, I'm not a big fan of kids in general, but I'm also not a big fan of putting them in horror films. Just like you don't need to kill off the dog in every horror film. That's a great way for me to check out of the film early on, is kill the dog. Spoiler alert, but Secret Window is a phenomenal film. As soon as they kill off Chico, I'm like, I'm done. It took me a long time to come back.
Killing off an animal in a horror
It's
film,
cheap.
it's a cheap,
It's cheap.
yeah, it's one of those cheap.
It's a way to not kill off a kid or not kill off a character you like, but still kill off something to raise the stakes to be like, this is evil.
I will say with this film, they weren't scared of killing off kids, which most horror films are.
That's true. I also think that the little girl in this film is a direct reference to Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist. Just no offense to Heather O'Rourke, may she rest in peace. This girl was a better actress than Heather O'Rourke was. They were about the same age. They looked identical. But like, we didn't need to have kids in the Evil Dead franchise.
I don't know if I would say she was a better actress, but also, yeah, no, it just felt like I said, like trying to make the stakes higher, right?
Yeah.
I think the other thing is horror movies tend to use kids as like, oh, they're creepy, so it's an easy like more fearful like
and I wonder how you could dissect that. Like, is that to like play on people's fear of having children?
Yes. Yeah. Well, this film definitely that was their thing.
Especially because the sister
it's all a metaphor of fear of having a child, like that the entire film pretty much. I don't know. I just felt like it was just pointless. Like it was. I appreciate certain things, like I mean the gore and the violence and the action. Like if that's all you're looking for, it's a good film. If you're looking for a solid storyline and solid character development, I don't know. I don't think it was really
like with The Exorcist Believer. I wonder if it's the beginning of a new trilogy, because they do leave it open-ended in this film. They throw in the rather unimportant beginning, and then they reference it again at the end, because you find out that the beginning is not the beginning, it's actually the end. And I felt like that didn't need to happen. I feel like the only reason that did happen was to bring you back to the cabin in the wood overused theme. But the survivors leave the parking garage at the end of the film, and there's no reference to what happens to them. So it does feel like it was open-ended. And in fact, actually, it was more open-ended than Exorcist Believer was, because that storyline wrapped up nicely. The only thing that brought it on and left it open to be a trilogy was the introduction to a legacy character that shows up at the very end of the film. So this film actually left it more open for there to be a sequel. There was never a sequel to Evil Dead, the remake, even though they also left that one open as well.
So I will say I really do. Another thing I appreciate about this one is, yes, it's not main setting is not in the cabin in the woods.
Well, because every other one was.
And so I like having a different setting. That's nice. I also like that for the most part, really the entire film is located in one spot. That's nice.
One
Which I
floor.
mean, yeah.
One floor in
Um,
a high rise.
so I appreciate that, but yeah, it just wasn't for me.
Okay, well,
wasn't-
we'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and then, thumbs up, thumbs down, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Reference to
Okay.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right, so 3, 2, 1. All right, and that's our review. I don't know if it will be posted before this or after this, but look forward to our original double feature of my top 10 and Gabe's top 10. Let us know what you thought of Evil Dead Rise. It got one more star than Exorcist Believer did, and I think it was well earned.
I don't know.